Welcome everyone.
Ah,
Today I have another new episode, and this is with the halal products and the consumer and the research fields, and most importantly the Malaysian industry, how it works and how actually Islamic world moving with their halal products and other things. Today we have our very valuable guest from International Islamic University, and she is Dr. Noriah, and she will introduce about all of her research and all of our industrial activities with our audience. Hello, Dr. Noriah. How are you today?
yeah. I'm doing fine, Sharif. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you please introduce yourself, who you are, where you're from, and what you do? And
Okay.
especially, we
All
are very
right.
excited about your research.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, and thank you for this opportunity as well. And briefly about myself, my name is Noriah binti Ramli. I'm a lecturer at the Ahmad Ibrahim Kuliah of Laws, International Islamic University, Malaysia. And my origin, I'm a Malaysian, but my grandfather is a Sri Lankan, Ceylonese.
Yeah.
So somehow I have mixed blood of Malay and Sri Lankan. But I don't speak their language, unfortunately. I only speak, I did not have the chance to learn the language because my grandfather passed away a long time ago. And I have been teaching at the law faculty, International Islamic University, for quite some time actually. And I still have like another 7 years left in service before my retirement. And besides, although that I am my teaching background is a law, but somehow or other I developed an interest in non purely legal research, and I am very much into this halal related research. And for the last 5 years, I am very much into these hospitality services. And from that hospitality services, yeah, we have actually produced quite a lot of things for the industry. When talking about the industry, I am referring to the hoteliers, the accommodation. Yeah, it includes the resort, the budget hotel, any homestay, and then we also develop something for the tour guide, right? And the tour guide here, we are talking not just the normal tour guide, but we are adding special components to the existing tour guide, whereby we include the element of Islamic values, Islamic elements. We are producing a module especially for the Muslim friendly tour guide, yeah, for the Malaysian perspective. And also we produce several guidelines. We produce also a training modules for the Muslim friendly hospitality services, which we have actually shared with some of our friends in countries like Japan and also Korea actually. So we have done quite a several numbers of training for Japan and also Korea in the Muslim friendly hotels and also their restaurant and the food outlets in these two countries. Especially Korea, because each year Korea receive increasing numbers of Muslim tourist country from the Muslim tourist country, particularly from Malaysia and Indonesia. So they receive almost 1 million of Muslim tourists coming to Korea. So that drive them, or that opens their eye to the importance of having more knowledge or in-depth knowledge into these Muslim-friendly hospitality services.
Yes, this is a very interesting discussion because you have strong engagement with industry,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
many times many people say that researchers do not have enough engagement with the industry, and there is a gap in between industry and academia.
Okay.
My question is that how, in practically, you actually minimize this gap, and how you introduce the research-related things with the halal industry,
Okay.
and most importantly, how the Malaysian industry working right now.
All right. Okay. Now, speaking about the industry, I realized the fact that if let's say you are given some budget to do some research, And I don't want that the research just to remain on the shelf after we completed the research, and you just put it on the shelf and nobody cares about what you have produced in that research, right? Now, in as far as um, we are concerned, because we have a team for this project actually, under this one special project, Niche Research Grant Scheme, yeah, and known as NRGS. So this is the niche area that we were asked to look into by the Ministry of Higher Education. And the reason or the factor that gave us the idea to get the industry involved in the research is because I noticed that going to through my readings, yeah, and through the annual reports and also reports from the local newspapers, from the website, we noticed that Malaysia rated as the number one, the most popular or the world top Muslim friendly destination for 5 consecutive years. If I'm not mistaken, it was beginning 2013 until 2019. We are there as the top Muslim friendly destination. And this rating is done by a private company. It's not done by any organization, any government organization. And from there, we were thinking that, okay, the outsiders say that we are the world top Muslim friendly, but how do we support that statement? How do we support that claim? What do we have then to further strengthen the claim that we are indeed the world top Muslim friendly destination? So because of that, then we realized that in the tourism industry, yeah, beside the fact that we were named or rated as the world popular Muslim friendly destination, we realized that we don't have the framework for the industry. Beside what we have, the normal, the Tourism Industry Act, that's all we have. But we have nothing to support our claim saying that Malaysia is the Muslim friendly destination for the world. So because of that, we decided to have a networking with the industry. When speaking about the industry, we get the Malaysian Tourism Association, Accommodation Association, and then we have the Malaysian Tour Guide Council. We have the Muslim Tourism Association. We have the policymaker that is from the Ministry of Tourism themselves. And we invited several universities that offers courses in tourism related. Yeah. And from there, we sit down and we discuss. We have several brainstorming session. We have several focus group discussion, and we have a meeting, and we decided that from there on, we must have some documents or some technical documents so that the industry will become a well-regulated industry. So that's how we started with the idea that it has to be the industrial-driven research instead of purely academic research.
This is very interesting research, I find. I have another question. Can you hear me
Okay.
clearly?
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
My question is that as we are moving, your organization and your research is moving with industry. What's the relationship in between Muslim community? Let's say a country like Bangladesh, Pakistan, Indonesia, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and this kind of country. How you working and how they collaborate together for halal industry and doing halal research and industry-driven activities.
Okay. All right. For that matter, I believe that many people is aware that Malaysia is the chairman to the OIC countries, Islamic organization. Yeah, Islamic Organization of Islamic Countries, OIC. Malaysia is the chairman for many years already. So with that, every year, if you realize that we have the Malaysian Halal Showcase in Malaysia every year, except for the year 2020, we postponed the event due to the pandemic COVID-19. we did not have that mihas. If you realize that mihas where we have all people from all over the world coming to Malaysia to showcase their halal products. So from there, we developed the networking with all other halal organizations from other countries, from all over the world. And besides that also, in most of the cases, Malaysia always become the referral or the reference center to other Islamic countries or non-Islamic countries when it comes to halal matters. Because if you realize that, if you are aware that Malaysia, we are, I can say that we are quite prepared in terms of documentation. For as of now, we have got a total of 14 standard related to halal product. Yeah, with the latest one, we have halal medical devices, which I believe that it is not there in any other countries. Yeah, we have produced, Malaysia have produced the Malaysian standard on halal medical devices. So that is the latest one that we have in Malaysia as well, as far as the halal industry is concerned. And even under the research project for the Muslim friendly hospitality services, we have also produced Malaysian standard, which is known as MS2 2610, Muslim Friendly Hospitality Services Requirement. So this is the first standard of its kind in the whole world actually, which later becomes a reference to certain countries in order for them to develop their halal tourism in their respective countries. So because of that, you can see that Malaysia always, try to bring all other countries to come together, to work together towards harmonization and coordination of halal and also the halal industry.
Yes. As World Talent Economy Forum is actually a global community, and we have
Uh,
many people from around the world. I just want to know that what's the benefit if people
mhm.
take halal certificates for
Okay.
their food, for their
Mhm.
products, and
Mhm.
actually what area even you are covering right now.
Okay.
If
All
you
right.
explain, it's very important for our
Oh,
audience.
okay. All right. Now speaking about the halal certification, yeah, or the halal certificate and also the halal logo. Um, I'll give you example of the Malaysian perspective so that you can see why then the halal certificate is very important. Yeah? Uh, as far as we are concerned in Malaysia, we are the multiracial country. We are the multi-religious country. And if you go to the supermarket, yeah, if you go to the Malaysian market, you can see that most products are produced by the non-Muslim producer. Manufacturers are non-Muslim manufacturers. Although we have some numbers of Muslim manufacturers, but most of the products are produced by the non-Muslim. All right. Now, because of that, we want a surety. We want a surety, regardless whether the product is produced by a non-Muslim, but it is safe for us Muslim to consume the product, so that when we eat with peace of mind that this product is safe for Muslim consumption. So that's the reason why the halal certificate, the halal logo is very important. It is a kind of communication actually. Yeah, it's a communication between the manufacturers and also the consumers, telling us that this product is safe for your Muslim consumption. So that's why that is why is it important to have the product as halal certified.
Thank you, ma'am. My next question is that, like, as Malaysia playing an important role as a halal industry, and you have a very good collaborations with
Mhm.
international community. So, like in present pandemic situations, you know that every economy has many challenges and many
Yes,
problems. How
correct.
actually this kind of halal products and halal product consumption help different economy for survival in this COVID-19 situation?
Okay. The pandemic COVID-19, Malaysia is no exceptions to that scenario. So we were very much economically and financially affected by that pandemic COVID-19. And many people were thrown out of job, out of sudden. Today you earn your income, but tomorrow you don't earn your income anymore, because if you remember during that time that many businesses were ordered to close, and people were not allowed to go out, and we were ordered to just stay in house during the movement control order. Yeah. uh, but despite the fact that we are not allowed to go out, we cannot do normal shopping anymore. Each family, only one person can go out and do the shopping. But still, food consumption is the thing, is the main thing for every family during the COVID-19. Yeah. And in Malaysia, if you realize that during the COVID-19, the government supplied food or the essentials to the families in almost every families in Malaysia who has been affected by the COVID-19. And of course, the priority is that uh, the product, the food, mostly the food that was supplied, that was purchased, still we did not compromise the halal status of the food items. Although we cannot do the normal things anymore during that time. We have to be abide by the strict restriction with the new SOP and restriction and whatnot. Still, halal, it does not affect the status, but maybe it was affected in terms of the uh, if I'm not mistaken, during that time, one of the very essential product that were running out of production was actually the sandwich, the bread, because every family, this is the quick food actually required by every family. So they were running out of stock actually, just to meet the demand from the society. So you can see that the production of certain product were increasing during that time. So it was not decreased during that time. Yeah. So that was the situation in Malaysia. As far as we Muslim are concerned, we still are very much concerned about the halal status of whatever food that we consume during the COVID-19.
Mhm. Thank you, ma'am. Uh, my next question is that, like, Muslim community, we have many youth people, those who
Mhm.
are under 30 years old, and I think
Okay.
that many of them actually unemployed. So,
Okay.
what type of training and development they can engage with this halal research centers and this
Uh-huh.
kind of organization, and they can build their career? What your
Okay.
advice?
All
Your
right.
guidelines?
Now, I give you example in Malaysia what sort of training that we have in as far as the halal is concerned. Yeah. We have several types of trainings actually in Malaysia, which main objective is that to produce competent personnel in the halal industry. One of the very popular and demanded with high demand is the halal executive. So this is under the purview of the Islamic Development Department Malaysia, or JAKIM. They have got this one special module. So every person who wish to become a qualified halal executive, they must undertake this program. The module is produced by JAKIM, and then only those certified trainer can teach this course. And at the end of the course, they have this assessment, yeah, whereby you have the student, they have to go through certain assessment method in order to verify whether they are qualified to practice as halal executive and whatnot. And some of these qualified halal executive, they can practice or they can work not just in Malaysia, but they can also work in other countries. And some of them, they got a job in Japan, they got job in Korea. So these are the countries which have lack of competent personnel to work in the halal industry. So there is a demand actually for that. Yeah. And besides that, other training beside the halal executive, we also have training for the halal slaughtermen. So to train a slaughterman, yeah, where these people they can work with the company that engage or involve in livestock production or the processing house, and also besides that we also have this halal coordinator. There are several level of competent personnel that was already been the module which already been developed under the purview of the Islamic Department of Islamic Development Malaysia.
Thank you, ma'am. This is very interesting that how actually this ecosystem working.
Uh,
Beside that, I want to know if any non-Muslim people they want to
mhm,
learn more about the halal process, halal certifications, how they get involved. This is my number one questions, and my second
mhm.
question is that uh, can you share something about Islamic finance or this kind of things with our audience?
Okay. Now, speaking about the participation or involvement of the non-Muslim in the halal training, uh, from my experience, yeah, we have a lot, or we have many of non-Muslim who attended the training, halal training that was conducted by the qualified trainer. So it is either a public training program or it is in-house training program. In-house meaning that the company they invited certain trainers to come and train their staff or their workers at their office so that the workers and the staff are aware what are the specific requirements if they were to apply for halal certification.
Yes. Um, uh, uh, this is very good, but beside as we have a big industry and many cultural people, many countries people, they are working together. I want to know the core strategy of halal certification. Strategy means how you make alignment with other community, how they getting benefit. What's the Islamic philosophy actually you try to integrate it with that? How actually Islam create a very good role in this strategic alignment. What's the real
Okay,
thing we can learn from this?
all right. Okay, now speaking about the role or the importance or the philosophy of the halal certification, I am sure that those who are in the food industry, they are aware about this GMP, the good manufacturing practice. And I'm sure also these people also aware about the HACCP, HACCP, which stress on the importance of safety and quality, right? And almost every company wish to export their products overseas, HACCP GMP is compulsory because why HACCP is compulsory, why GMP is compulsory, because this is to ensure the importance that this product have gone through certain quality. They have gone through certain process to ensure the safety and quality of the products, and therefore that the product or the food is safe for human consumption. Right now, if you were to compare, if you look at these three components, GMP, HACCP, and halal, actually HACCP, GMP, halal, these are the integration of these three. Yeah, in if you study closely the requirements or the philosophy behind this halal certification, you can see that whatever elements that we have in the GMP, whatever elements that we have in HACCP, it is also there in the halal certification. So halal, speaking about halal, halal is not something that requires something extraordinary, but this is to re-emphasize the importance of personal hygiene, food hygiene, premise hygiene. And very importantly, that whatever things that we produce, although the people cannot see, but we must be honest to ourselves that this product is safe, pure, wholesome, and good for human consumption.
Yes, this is very good. Uh, like we can understand the inner strategy of the halal production and other things. Besides that, I want to know more about Malaysian culture. I
Okay.
want to know more about the Malaysian ecosystem and
Uh-huh.
how it works, how actually Muslim community and the other community they live together, then they make it more peaceful community with the help of Islamic philosophy.
Okay. You mean the Malaysian culture? The
Yes,
Malaysian
yes,
society culture?
yes.
Okay. Uh, yeah, interestingly, that I have to admit that Malaysia is a unique country. Yeah, is a
Mhm.
unique country. You can see that I'm sure that you have seen it yourself. You have experienced yourself that when you are here in Malaysia, that you'll see all kind of faces, all kind of races live in one country. Previously during our childhood, we only see Chinese, the Malays, and the Indians, the three races in Malaysia. But nowadays, you can see that not just that you can see Malay, Chinese, Indians, but now you can see a lot more other races that is to fill in the gaps between the Malay, the Chinese, and the Indians. And not to forget the East Malaysia, the Sabah and Sarawak. Beside the Malay, Chinese, Indian, we also have the local people, the native, the tribes in Sabah Sarawak. If you read the about the East Malaysia, the Sabah, the Sarawak, more than 52 tribes in that Borneo. You can see that how complex is the situation in Malaysia. Yeah, but one thing for sure is that you can see that we are united by one, that is the almost everybody is able to speak the Malay language. So we are united through speaking this one Malay language, which is the national language. And you can see that although that the Malay language is the national language, but other races, they will never stop from speaking their own language. They still have the freedom to practice their religion, to practice their culture, to practice their tradition, yeah, and to profess their own religion. Although that Islam is the religion of the federation, but other religion is free to be practiced in Malaysia. That is very important because this is to maintain on to ensure the harmonious, in amongst the society. And also you can see that we appreciate each other, we celebrate each other. So you can see that in Malaysia, I'm sure that in the world, Malaysia is the one of the country, or the one country that you can see that from the beginning of the year till the end of the year, there are many celebrations taking place. You have the Chinese New Year, you have the Idul Fitri, the Idul Adha, and then you have this the keamatan, those in the Kadazan people in the Sabah, and then the Hari Gawai in the Sarawak, and then you have the Deepavali for the Indian, and finally in December we have this Christmas, yeah, Christmas and then New Year for those who are professing the Christian religion. So you can see that how that this the liberty, the freedom given to the people is important as one of the elements to maintain the society to remain in the harmonious state of affairs, to avoid any complication. Although no doubt that we have, sometimes we have these small conflicts, but somehow or other the government manage to settle the problem, to solve the problem, and to put back things in a normal state of affairs.
Thank you, ma'am. I have my next question for you. Technology is a very important part right now, right?
Come again, come again.
Can you hear me?
Uh-huh. What?
Technology, can you hear me?
Okay, can you repeat, please?
Yes. Technology is a very important thing right now.
Technology. Okay,
Yes, yes.
okay, all right.
So how actually technology playing role in halal industry? what type of technology you are integrated with this halal industry.
Okay. Speaking about halal, I am sure that mainly it talks about food. Yeah, we are talking about food and beverage. Although that in the industry itself, we have the halal logistic, we have halal retailing, cosmetic, pharmaceutical, and then we have retailing, yeah, warehousing, lifestyle, fashion, yeah. But it started with food and beverage. Now, definitely, uh, technology is very important. As much as the industry grow, the growth in the technology also is very important. And what more, if it involve the food manufacturing, food production, in order to compete in the world market. Now we are speaking about halal not just for consumption, but also halal as a commodity. Speaking about halal as a commodity, we are competing not just at the Malaysian market, not just at the local market, but we are also competing at the global market. Yeah. And of course, that in order to compete, in order to be able to compete in the global market, we must be able to adapt with the modernization in the technology. So, for example, like if it is food, definitely the presentation must be good. So, speaking about presentation, packaging must be good. So, we must be up to date always with the new technology, with the advancement of technology in the food industry, including the packaging, including the technique of how you bottle your product and whatnot. Not just to use the conventional method, and definitely we cannot go far, then we cannot compete in the global market.
Thank you, ma'am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. My next question is that, uh, like, if example we want to explore more halal market, or example if we want to, because there is a 7.8 billion people around the
Mm-hmm.
world, and
Mm-hmm.
we have different cultural people, different religious people. But
Mm-hmm.
what is the strategy of your organization to exploring these kind of things? And what the area you are actually working right now for developing research and training and this kind of consulting issues?
Okay. All right. Speaking about now, we are talking about whether we like it or not. Now is about globalization. We are no more talking. It's almost like no boundaries business. Yeah. So it's about globalization. We are talking about the e-commerce. Sometimes the online businesses and whatnot. How fast that we can adapt with the technology, and how fast that we can actually follow the technology, so that we can enter into the globalization. um what was your question again? That
Yes, in terms of globalization, like how
uh-huh.
you working right now, how your organization
Okay. All right. So for that matter, in order to be able to remain relevant and at the forefront, whether we like it or not, we always have to be advanced. Not just to stay where we are now, but we must step ahead of the technology, of the modernization, of the globalization. So meaning that we cannot just be thinking about speaking about training. We cannot just be talking about what is halal anymore, you know because everybody knows already what is halal. They can read from the website, they can read from many books, from many sources, what is halal. So we cannot just go to the training center and tell them this is halal, this is not halal. But how they should overcome the situation, and how best that they can take this and bring back home, what is the take home message for them, so that they can adopt and adapt to their businesses, so that their businesses will be, even if not advanced, but at least at the same level with the other leading companies at the international level.
Thank you. My next question is that, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, yes, yes.
My next question is that, like, as we are moving forward in globalizations, so
Mhm.
what type of challenges we have right now? Because even in we are moving with COVID-19 challenging
Yes,
situation,
yes,
we
yes.
have globalization concept. Even with the first world and the Muslim world, we have little bit of gap.
Mm-hmm.
So in many issues, so
Mm-hmm.
how we can minimize it and how we can build a better global citizenship.
Okay. All right. Now, no doubt that almost every country in the world, they were very much affected, with that pandemic COVID-19. In fact, it started before the 2020. It started in November and then December, and then until now, we are still living together, in coexist with the existing COVID-19. Although the situation is under control, but still, yeah, we are still fighting. We are still managing the situation. Um I give one I give one example where we can see the real impact of this COVID-19, yeah, to the people, to the nation, and also to the economy of a country. For example, in Malaysia, during the COVID-19, and also the effect of the globalization and internationalization, how much that the internalization, globalization somehow have some negative impact to the people, yeah, to the people, to the society, to the nation, and also to the economy of that particular country. Now, in Malaysia, during the COVID-19, yeah, I give you one example, a situation that was very much affected by the COVID-19, that is the tourism industry. Almost every country in the world, yeah, for example, like New Zealand, Thailand is the tourism country, depending very much on the tourism as a source of income. In Malaysia, tourism is the third largest contributor to the national GDP, the tourism. And every year we receive high receipt of international tourists coming to our country, especially in the month of June to September. This is the summer break. Yeah, this is the summer break. And during this month, normally we receive influx of these tourists from the Middle East, from the Saudi Arabia, from the UAE, from the Kuwait, and this is the time when the people, the industry actually getting the big income for them, from the June to September, yeah, including the taxi driver, including the tourist guide, So this is the time actually when there is the time when they receive this lucrative amount of income, yeah, including the hotels. But unfortunately, due to the COVID-19, not just the three-star hotel, but even the five-star hotels, many of these hotels suffers during this time. They almost have no businesses. Yeah, no businesses, no people coming. Because of the country, we don't allow the international tourist arrival to Malaysia, to stop the COVID-19, the spreading of the COVID-19. So each hotel, like the state of Sabah and Sarawak, depending very much on the Chinese tourists and the Korean tourists. They have got a direct flight from Seoul, from Jeju Island straight to Kota Kinabalu without going through the KLIA. So each month, thousands of these Korean people going to Sabah. Yes, Sabah, because of the island in Sabah. But because of the COVID, everything stops. Yeah. So the hotel cannot get income. The tourist guide also no income. Those who are selling souvenirs also no income. So although the globalization, internalization is good, but in situation like this, depending too much on globalization, internalization is not good at all. It does harm, to the industry and also to the people. So For that matter, now, fortunately, now that although the government declare the stimulus package for the tourism industry, but still that is not enough to bring back, to revive the industry. It will take some time. So, but what we are doing now in our country, although that we cannot receive still the international tourists, but the government encourage the domestic tourism to encourage the local people to participate in the local tourism, whereby hotels give a certain discount. If they wish to stay in the hotel, they will get certain discount, and they can enjoy, like going to one state to another state. But still, that is not enough. So, what I can say is that uh, for certain industry, and maybe for many industry, we cannot be depending too much on globalization or internalization. We should develop the local market at par or equal with the international market. So if there is any urgent situation, emergency situation, like the present situation, we still have a backup, for us to generate income at least domestically.
Yes, this is good idea. This is good idea. Like, what your advice to the different community, to the different countries, that how they can build up this
Mhm.
national economy? Because I think
Okay.
you are talking about national economy,
Yes,
and
yes.
as you have a very good international exposure, if you share something economical, sustainable research experience you have and share with our audience, it will be very interesting.
Okay. All right. Speaking about the because just now we're talking about the globalization, internationalization, and also developing the local market. Yeah. Uh, for what I can see is that from my point of view, yeah, from my point of view, uh, if the country actually we have quite a sufficient resources actually for us to develop the local market. We have got a sufficient local products which um, not being developed fully, but actually by the people or by the local authority. So what I can see here is that, yeah, the local authority, they should play their role in managing and also promoting domestic products, domestic tourist attraction. Because, for instance, like when we had our session with one of the professor in one of the university that was teaching this in Turkey, because Turkey is a tourism country, which also very much affected by the COVID. Yeah, almost the industry becomes collapse. Yeah, but what interestingly about this Turkey, yeah, they focus on the for instance, like one area, one district, they concentrate on certain products, so that there will no tendency of overlapping with one center with another center. So, for instance, like if you go to this place, you will enjoy this, and if you go to B place, you will see another product. So each people from each locality, from each area, they have got something for them to develop, to promote to the people that come to their place. So I think that could be also be adopted and be implemented in many countries in order to promote the growth of the local market and local hospitality services.
Thank you, ma'am. As you are discussing about the tourism industry, and tourism industry has highly dependency on international guests,
Mm-mm.
international people. So in COVID-19 situation, I think Malaysia also affected by this tourism industry and this kind of thing. So what will be the future of this tourism industry? And do you have any solution for this tourism industry?
Okay. All right. let give me one. If okay, now speaking about the uh, comparing Malaysia to other countries, Malaysia is just a small country. All right, although we have got the East Malaysia and the West Malaysia. And the East Malaysia, the Sarawak is the biggest, and then we have the Sabah. For Sabah, the tourism in Sabah, the industry in Sabah depends so much on the island, because Sabah we have got some of the beautiful island in the world is there in Sabah also. And mostly those people that come for these island snorkeling and whatnot, these are not the local people, but these are the foreign people, the foreigners, because they enjoy that. And similarly, like Langkawi also, so people go to Langkawi, the local, they will go to do shopping, they love to do shopping. But like the island hopping, the nature tourism, the ecotourism, they depend so much on the international tourist arrivals, right? And like the rest of the local, mostly you can see that they are very much to enjoying the services offered by the hotels. For instance, like they bring, because you can see that the trend of the Malaysian people when they travel, normally when they go vacation locally, they is a family travel, it's a family vacation, it's a family holiday. So they bring children, they like to enjoy the food, and then they do shopping, they enjoy the view from the hotel room, yeah. So that's why you can see that when this pandemic came, when it took place in started the pandemic, you can see that that's why some many of the hotels that depends on the local for their services, they also have to uh, be thinking about what else they should do beside just providing like services, normal services at the hotel. What else should they should be promoting? So there should be a collaboration. Yeah, I believe that a collaboration with the state tourism exco or the state tourism office together with the local authority, because the local authority, these are the body in charge of every locality, and they know what are the strength of their place, how best that they can promote this place, what are the products that they have which other place don't have. So there should be a coordination, yeah, a close coordination between the service provider, that is the hoteliers, and also the local authority, and also the state tourism authority. Only then that we can come up with a strategic planning, or only then we can see that how best that we can actually revive, because I believe that the community based tourism still is one of the best option for every state, because sometimes we overlook the community based tourism because we focus too much on the international tourists. Yeah, we forgot totally about the community based tourism, which community based tourism can be one of the best resources and the best products in order to boost tourism in Malaysia itself.
Yes. This is very interesting, ma'am. I want to know more another issues about women empowerment situation in Malaysia, because in Malaysia we saw that women doing a very good job everywhere. They are handling their family, they are wearing hijab, they are working in the university, school, college, corporations. What's the situation in women empowerment and how it works? What the real scenario? Even I love to learn about the kampung area. So what's going on? Yeah.
Okay, now woman empowerment. Okay, okay. I think one thing I have to admit is that the opportunity given to the woman, yeah, by the government, we are given the equal rights. I mean, quote unquote, the equal opportunity to seek education. Yeah, so, no limits. There is no limits imposed to the girls, to go to school, to attend school, to be in the same school with the boys during the and if you can see that the trend, or maybe the culture, or maybe it is the what I can say is something like speaking about the girls or the woman during their life as a student. You can see that even at the university level also, we have more female compared to the male student. Yeah, in one class you can see that the female, they are the majority in every class. You can see that that happened also in our university. But one thing we realize, that one thing we can see is that perhaps the girl, they are more focused. Yeah, they are more focused, they are more serious about their studies, in their studies. Yeah. And uh, another thing is that besides that, we get the full support from family. Yeah, from family to go. There is no restriction that perhaps in certain place the girl should not go to the university. After you finish a certain level, you should either be at home, you get married, and you become a housewife. But this is not so in our country. You can study, you can learn as much as you like. You can take whatever degree, whatever level you like. No one will stop you. So that opportunity, I think, that contributes to the fact that, or to the scenario that you can see more women in the government employment, or even in the private sector. Yeah. Or even now we have many women also doing a lot of online businesses. You see that the housewife also are getting into the online businesses. Although they are the housewife, but at the same time they are also selling products online. So that's how they get into um, the economics, the although not at the international level, but at least at the local market, they are there. The participation from the woman is very much, you can see that, very much encouraging, yeah, as compared to the participation from the male. Or maybe, with the technology that they have, with the nowadays, that with the advancement in the technology, they have got their smartphone, they can do businesses at any time, anywhere they like. So that's also one of the factor why you can see more women in taking participating in the economic activities in Malaysia.
Beside that, I love to know, like, what will be the post-COVID situation in Malaysia, economic wise. What's the good strategy Malaysia taking that it will help them to overcome from the present situations and this kind of thing.
Okay. Um, I think every day until now, we have the live update from the minister, yeah, about the situation in Malaysia. And every day also we see that now the numbers, the latest update on the numbers of the new cases, the total number of deaths that occurred from this COVID-19, and what are the strategies and what are the initiative taken by the government in order to revive the present economic situation. Um, and now that we are, you can see that one of the first thing that was done by the government was to leave, to give some easiness, yeah, to not to impose the strict the MCO, the movement control order. They have lifted the certain sanction in certain businesses, although some businesses still not allowed to be in operation, but mainly most of the business already back into operation, in order to revive the economics and to help these people, to the people to start their job and to earn their income. But I am sure that I am positive that from my point of view, my personal point of view, I am very positive that the government, they are competent. They are competent enough to overcome the situation as much as they have done in overcoming the current pandemic COVID-19 in Malaysia.
Thank you. This is very interesting thing we learn about the halal productions and product related certifications and the process strategy Malaysia has, the Muslim community has, and most importantly, we learn how you create the global relationship and make the business more effective and make a good like ecosystem in Malaysia. And we understand that Malaysia has their own economical sustainable solutions, which will help them to grow together and which will help them to overcome from the like economic conditions, the post-COVID economic conditions. Besides that, I just want to know your final opinion about the WTE forum, about the conclusion of these sessions. What your advice for WTE forums? Like how actually we can explore the good things together, and what your observations you can give about World Talent Economy Forum?
Okay. I think what the initiative, your initiative in having this session, by getting people, certain people, and many people to get involved. This is actually a good platform, actually, for us to have discussion or forum, and exchange of views and opinions. And from there we know that, oh, okay, from this you are learning something from this, and today, tomorrow you will learn a new things, and perhaps from there what we can do is that we can gather the information and we can come up with a proposed ideas and solutions, and then we can think where we should be taking this proposal, and how in what way that we can make use this proposal to further improve the situation in certain community, maybe if not for a country, but at least for certain community, for certain group of people. I'm sure that some people will benefit from whatever things that the WTET is doing as of now.
Thank you, man. It's actually a very good discussion because we understand the like halal economy, we understand the tourism industry, and most importantly, we understand about your activities and about your job, how you actually contributing to the industry and how industry and academia working together. This is actually objective of World Talent Economy Forum. We want to know more that how actually industry can play a very good role for developing
Mhm.
economy,
Mm.
developing for the sustainability and other things. So hopefully in the future we arrange different kind of debate, we arrange
Yeah,
different kind
yeah,
of policy discussion, we arrange different kind of interactive session. So we're gonna invite you. We're gonna
yeah.
invite you, and definitely we will get in touch with you. And by this way,
Inshallah.
we can grow a better economy and we can grow a
Inshallah.
better
Yeah.
community, inshallah.
Okay. All
Thank you
right.
for your support.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
And
very much.
yes, assalamu alaikum. Yes,
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
yes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes.